I am Will Scott. Welcome into Saints Now. We're breaking down the latest New Orleans Saints news, and the Saints, surprise, surprise, have made another signing. This coming from Field Yates earlier this afternoon. The Saints have claimed offensive lineman Derrick Kelly off of waivers from the New York Jets. It's a reunion for Kelly, who spent 2019 to 2021 with New Orleans. So welcome back, Derrick Kelly. He is back with the New Orleans Saints. He spent 2019 through 2021 on the Saints, was mainly on the practice squad, however, did appear in 6 games with New Orleans during the 2020 season. He signed to the New York Giants practice squad last year, signed with the Jets earlier this offseason, but was released earlier this month. And this is why you subscribe, because when Saints news, rumors, updates happen, we have you covered. Go down, hit that big red subscribe button, and turn on your notifications, because that is the best way to stay in the loop with New Orleans Saints news. The Saints bringing back Derrick Kelly. He's going to come in, have a chance to compete for a roster spot with this offensive line. He was released by the Jets not too long ago, back home, though, in New Orleans. Now let's get to some joint practice winners and losers, because as most of us know, the Saints are up in Green Bay for some joint practices with the Packers. Michael Thomas is a winner, and Michael Thomas went off against the Packers defense, looked very good yesterday, looked good again today. This coming from John DeSazier. DA, when I watch Michael Thomas in practice, I see Michael Thomas pre-injury. That's what Dennis Allen said about Michael Thomas, and we all hope that MT can get back to the 2019 version that we saw when he won the NFL Offensive Player of the Year. He missed a lot of 2020, did not play at all last season, but now he's back and he appears to be fully healthy right before the 2022 season. We mentioned that 2019 season. Here is what he did. 9 touchdowns, over 1,700 receiving yards, nearly 150 receptions. He was hands down the best wide receiver in football that year. Here's what Dennis Allen said about him. When the ball kicks off, for real, Michael Thomas will be ready to go. That coming from new Saints head coach DA. So, look, we don't know if we're going to see Michael Thomas in the preseason, but he's going to be ready to roll week 1 against the Falcons. James Hurst was a loser from the joint practices, did not look good the last 2 days, and as of right now, we have him slated as the projected starting left tackle on this football team, with Trevor Penning right behind him. Now, Penning had somewhat of a roller coaster NFL debut. His PFF grades, as we discussed, take PFF grades with a grain of salt, but there's some areas of improvement for Penning, to say the least. So if Hurst continues to struggle, then maybe that opens the door for Penning to start week 1 for the New Orleans Saints. He did get injured as well. That is worth noting. That is why he is a loser from those joint practices. Now, should the Saints sign another offensive lineman, type S for sign or type P for pass? Down in the comments section, it is the pinned comment on today's video. When ad break comes, go down, chime in, type S or P. Chris Olave is a winner. And are you seeing a trend here? Because we've been talking about winners and winners. Wide receivers tend to be the winners that we're talking about when we do these winners-losers segments. And the Saints wide receivers are very, very good. They have one of the best wide receiver rooms in the entire NFL. And when you look at the tape from Olave at joint practice the last 2 days in Green Bay, he got open very easily. Multiple contested catches against a pretty good Green Bay Packers defense. Real talk, Chris Olave is that dude. We saw that at Ohio State. We're seeing that now with the New Orleans Saints. He is going to be a heck of a receiver and a heck of a talent pretty early on in his NFL career as well. Jarvis Landry, though, is a loser from the joint practices in Green Bay, because he got into a fight. Trevor Penning not involved as far as we know, but this coming from Catherine Terrell. This is the 3rd time the Saints have thrown players out for fighting. After the Penning Roach incident, Allen addressed the team after practice, and he clearly wasn't happy about it, so they've made it pretty clear fights will get a player tossed out now. We've gotten to that point, Saints fans. Ryan Wood, who covers the Packers, said this, Packers corner Eric Stokes said Jarvis Landry tried to big boy him after a whistle, and I wasn't going for that, hence the fight. At the end of the day, I don't care who you are, what you do. I'm not going to be little boyed. I'm a grown man. I'm not going to be disrespected. Eric Stokes, who do you think you are? I am, is basically what he's saying to Jarvis Landry. Eric Stokes, for the sake of entertainment in this next preseason game, I hope Landry calls Stokes little boy, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm not worried about Jarvis. Jarvis is a competitor. We've seen that in his NFL career. We saw that in high school. We saw that at LSU. He's a competitor. He loves the game of football. He's going to go out, and he's not going to let anyone get the best of him. But can we please stop getting into fights? Saints, are you listening to me? You got to stop getting into fights. I do not want to have to fly down to New Orleans and get my guy Dana White and install an octagon. I mean, this is not necessary to be getting into fights. Stop it, please. Which player are you most excited to watch this season? Go down in the comments section and let me know. For me, Jarvis is up there, man. We just talked about Jarvis Landry, and Tyrann Mathieu. Really excited to see them back in the boot. I'm also excited to see Lucas Krull. And you know what? I hope he has a chance to make this football team because it is a very crowded tight end room right now. But Krull did look very, very good against the Packers in the joint practices. Look, he needs quality reps after missing the first preseason game against Houston. It's very important for him to get these reps at practice, go out and contribute in preseason games. Now, taking a look at this depth chart right now, you have Troutman and Hill. Those two are obviously going to make the team as the first two tight ends. Juwan Johnson, Nick Vannett. It is a very, very crowded tight end room. They're probably only going to carry 3, 4, maybe 5 tight ends. That's a reach to say 5. So it's going to be tough for Krull to make the team. But when you look at the upside is there. I like him more than most guys I'm looking at on the screen right now. Now go down and give us a like on this video if you're all about the New Orleans Saints, because we're trying to become the fastest growing Saints channel on YouTube. A great way for us to grow the channel. More likes on our videos. Go hit that thumbs up icon. Let's talk about Pete Werner, because the linebacker room right now has a lot of question marks. This coming from Ross Jackson earlier today. Saints head coach Dennis Allen spoke highly of linebacker Caden Ellis and his developments thus far. Mentioned specifically his improvements off ball, moving well, ability rushing the passer. Said he has the strongest hands on the team when it comes to shedding blocks. Let's take a look at the linebacker depth chart, because you bring in Jon Bostic. That was a really, really important pickup for the Saints. They needed some depth. I really like Bostic. I think he's going to make this team, maybe make this team easily. Zach Bond, don't know how I feel about him. I really like Hansen. He looked very good against Houston with 6 tackles, an interception, and a pass breakup in the first Saints preseason game. Now he's on the roster bubble. So when you have question marks at this position and a player plays that well in the preseason, he should make this team. Now, if you're subscribed, I want y'all to go down and type "eat that W" down in the comment section, because Jameis Winston and the Saints are going to be eating a lot of W's, especially against the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. Let's talk about Alvin Kamara, because Kamara got some good news earlier this week, because Adam Schefter reported that it's unlikely that he's going to be suspended this season. We've talked about a Kamara suspension for months at this point after that assault charge from the fight in Las Vegas, so over Pro Bowl weekend. So we've talked a lot about a possible suspension. However, at this point, it looks unlikely that it's going to happen. Dennis Allen said this about Kamara: I think he's had as good of a camp as I've seen, since I've been here. I think he's in a good place mentally. I think he looks exceptionally explosive. He's in great shape, great condition. He's been looking excellent at training camp for the Saints. Let's talk about Ian Book, because he has not been looking very good in training camp for the Saints, and his roster spot is very much up for grabs because they signed KJ Costello. You have Taysom Hill that can come in and be the emergency quarterback. So there's really no need to carry 3 QBs on the 53-man roster. He was sacked multiple times, multiple overthrows, had a lot of pressure against the Packers in these joint practices. Now, taking a look at the Saints quarterback depth chart, it's possible that they carry 3. However, I can see them just carrying 2 because I just mentioned that Costello's going to come, or that I should say that Taysom Hill can come in, be the emergency quarterback if needed. What should the Saints do with Ian Book? Should they cut him or should they keep him? Type C for cut or type K for keep. Down in the comments section, go down, chime in. Want to give some subscriber shout-outs before we head out. Shout-out to Ladavius Harris, Wayne Fantana, King Boss 0803, Dwight Washington, and S24YD. Appreciate you all watching and subscribing. Take it easy.